jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Yo, big shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. A-Side official. No negotiations needed, period. You already know WCS is back in the building. Big salute to those who's en route, those who support the channel, both by their attendance and presence and monetarily. I appreciate you. If you select to support the channel, you have multiple options via monetization and also my Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Let me do you one better. Let me sit up here and brighten that up a little bit. You have options. You know what I'm saying? On how you select to support the channel. Either way, it is truly and duly appreciated. You understand me? You understand me? It's duly and truly appreciated. Let's get down to it. We have multiple topics on deck, man. Spence sighting but no fight date. Schofield issues challenge. Fans say Paul fight rigged. Hitches need a Rocky moment. O'Shea Jones wins big. Let's start off with O'Shea Jones. Salute to Toledo, Ohio's own. O'Shea Jones is now the current IBF and IBO world champion. Give it up for her. She went in there and defeated Femke Hermans, in a fight. And won by split decision down here in the ATL at OTX. I want to send you my congratulations. And that's awesome. We're going to show and shine some light on O'Shea Jones. And that's not O'Shea Jones, but let me get back to it. That was the wrong share screen. O'Shea Jones snatches title from Femke Hermans. Hermans was a Belgian fighter who's been world champion, held the WBO world champion before. And when it comes to the women's divisions, it's names that unless you really pay attention to the lineup, you're not going to be extremely and overly familiar with some of these fighters. But we're going to get O'Shea Jones her props in 8 professional fights. And you know how that goes down, man. When it's presented to you, you got to seize the moment. You got to seize the moment. O'Shea Jones snatches title from Femke Hermans in split decision. The first title bout on OTX delivered excitement as unbeaten women's junior middleweight. O'Shea Jones claimed her first title, defeating Femke Hermans via split decisions Friday at Corey Studios, Atlanta. For those of you that understand and knows exactly where that's at, right? It goes on to say the judges scored at 97-93 Hermans, 96-94 Jones, and 97-93 for Jones, and knew she became the IBF and IBO unified champion at junior middleweight. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, man. That's great work. You know what I'm saying? It says Jones, 26 of Toledo, Ohio, started aggressively in the opening round, pressing forward, while Belgium's Hermans 34 relied on her awkward style and volume punching. The second round saw Jones rock Hermans with the right hook from the southpaw stance late in the frame. However, a head clash in the third seemed to affect Jones, making the fight even more challenging. Both fighters had their moments as the bout progressed. Jones landed the more impactful punches, but Hermans maintained relentless pressure and a high work rate, refusing to yield her belt without a fight. A wild exchange in the fourth saw Hermans spin 360 degrees after a missed punch, with Jones taking control and driving her to the ropes. The fifth round electrified the crowd as Jones landed clean, hard punches, leaving Hermans visibly marked. Hermans found her rhythm in the sixth, landing sneaky right hands and taking control for their best moments of the fight. As the rounds wore on, Hermans' volume seemed to give her momentum, while Jones occasionally showed signs of fatigue. A dramatic ninth round featured another head clash, with Jones again coming out of it worse, but she rallied with effective hooks to ensure a strong finish. The 10th round saw both fighters dig deep, with Jones pushing Hermans to the ropes and unloading the flurry, knowing the fight was close. Quote, via boxingscene.com. Yeah, I give her credit. She was a tough opponent. Jones said after the fight, she gave me that good push for a good challenge. Jones improved to 8-0 with 3 knockouts, capturing her first world title as the 2020 U.S. Olympic bronze medalist. Hermans fell to 18-5 and 7 knockouts. Jones dedicated the victory to Tiara Brown, who has never received a title shot as a title, received a shot at a title fight despite her undefeated record. Big congrats to O'Shea Jones for now becoming the reigning defending junior middleweight world champion. Yes, indeed. Congratulations to you. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations. That's a big deal. Only 8 professional wins, Olympian. Congratulations to O'Shea Jones. No doubt about it. Shout out to Toby Bartlett, Mr. International in the building. Salute WCS and the hottest chat in the YTC. We're global, baby. We're global. No doubt about it, Toby. It's always better to be global than just local. Appreciate your support. You know what I'm saying? Always showing up. Shout out to Mike in the building. I see you on deck. Let's get down to the next topic, man. You know what I'm saying? We have to keep it moving. Because you know how the YTC, they constantly need to be held accountable. Floyd Schofield, y'all know who he is, right? Floyd Schofield Jr., 18-0, 12 knockouts. Currently campaigning at 135-pound division in the rankings. Yes, you heard me. Floyd Schofield is in the rankings, y'all. Why isn't he getting more respect? I think a lot of people paying attention to the wrong thing. This is boxing at the end of the day. Floyd Schofield is ranked number 2 in the WBA. He's ranked. He's a ranked fighter. He's ranked number 2 in the WBA. Floyd Schofield Jr. in the IBF is ranked number 12. 12. In the IBF, he's ranked number 12. Floyd Schofield Jr. is ranked number 6 in the WBO. You heard me. He's ranked number 6 in the WBO. The only sanctioning body out of the 4, out of the quadrant, that Floyd Schofield isn't ranked is the WBC. All right. So I want to say, based off his last fight, I want to say it's some individuals need to put some respect on Floyd Schofield Jr.'s name. The reason why I say it, because what are you looking for exactly? Seriously, what are some of you boxing fans looking for when you want to see a fighter go in there and show the tenaciousness? You know what I'm saying? Show the durability, the resilience, the attrition. Show the heart. Ain't that what y'all call for? Y'all say the dog. You want a fighter to go and put that dog work in, right? But then when you get a fighter that may not be as popular, and you got to ask yourself, why are these certain individuals seeing Floyd Schofield Jr. as not being a popular name to them? I will tell you why. When I look at Floyd Schofield Jr., I see him just like in any father-son tandem. I see him as a solid young man in the life of pro boxing. I see him as one of them up and coming rising boxers that's putting in work. He's not an over the top trash talker, any of that. They have freaking training vids out there. This young man putting in that work, strength and conditioning, all that shit, yo. Isn't that what the content creators ask? Isn't that what they demand of up and coming fighters? To be risky, to fight like they hungry, like they have a purpose. Isn't that what you hear all the time when people say, man, in order for you to be successful in boxing, you got to be hungry about something. You can't be up here sitting and living the lifestyle of the rich and famous and be in boxing, because they're like, what are you fighting for? Floyd Schofield Jr. has shown that he's willing to go in there and let his hands do the walking. He's shown that he has that courage that you look for. And we're talking about a young fighter. But all too often, I hear when a fighter is not the most popular, it always has to do with how they act, or maybe how they look, or somebody that's attached to them. Then in boxing, you have to think of performances. Yeah, Floyd Schofield Jr. is in the same bracket as a lot of other fighters who are trying to build up their name. And based off the metrics of boxing, not all your opponents in the beginning, out the gate, is going to be notable names, right? But I found and I listened. I found a trend. Once again, I found a bad habit. When people want to find something to nitpick, and now the target is his father. I mentioned this before, that someone in the chat, asked, questioned his sexuality, and Cigar Talk read the comment, which I felt that was ultimately disrespectful, because black men, they want to have conversations about us being demasculized. Somewhat emasculinity, right? That seems to be a trending topic sometime, right? About how the black community always trying to break each other down when it comes to the males, and how they do that. It always has to do with something with homosexuality. So what I'm saying, you have a collective group of individuals that's on the YTC that feel some type of way on how Schofield Pops look and how his voice sound, or whatever the case may be. When you say to yourself, they paying attention to the wrong thing? Like, are you dating his father? I just have to ask these cats, why every time it comes to one of us, okay, it's no problem with going at each other. It's going to be trash talking on here. It's going to be dislike. It is. It's going to be some belligerency. That's just the way boxing conversations get. But all too often, I hear these other dudes always talking about pause and no Diddy. You don't hear WCS talking about no pause and no Diddy. These dudes act like they can't carry on a conversation without thinking about a homosexual act. Now I ask, have you questioned yourself and your sexuality? You have dudes up here teaching this young man the ignorance when he's supposed to be in a blossoming, a maturing process. He's growing up. He's supposed to be looking up to the older generation, but he's a boxer. So he has to weather the storm. And within that storm, he doesn't know which one he's going to get. A sandstorm, a snowstorm, a rainstorm. He don't know. But what he has been subjected to is people questioning his dad's sexuality for some reason, just to be hurtful and insulting. And this man, regardless of the way he looked and the way he sound, what does it have to do with Floyd Schofield Jr. calling out Shakur Stevenson? What does that have to do with anything? If you want to know the prime certificate that should be handed down when it comes to whole ass nigga, this is it. If you are out there trying to judge and place your stamp on whether to take Schofield calling out Shakur Stevenson based off his dad's behavior, you are considered a whole ass, an entire platinum whole ass nigga, because you're not all about boxing. Y'all niggas out here busy focusing on something that doesn't have anything to do with the ring. His pops is raising that kid. Yeah, for those of you that may feel it's a little bit strict, everybody raised household is different. But one thing I would not want to be a part of, if my kid is near that age, especially, Schofield Jr.'s age, is to witness the foolishness, the disrespect on how Black men, the only way, some of them, I'm not talking about me, the only way they feel that they can attempt to extract your confidence, reduce your masculinity, is say something that deals with sissy, something to deal with erotica, homoerotica, something to deal with freaking faggot mentality, something to do with some homosexual talk. When we supposed to be talking about boxing, it's cats out here criticizing Schofield for calling out Shakur Stevenson, who obviously is not going to be facing William Cepeda. So who is he going to fight? He was just about to fight Joe Cordina. So you're trying to tell me Floyd Schofield can't call this man out with 18 victories? Dude, I'm finding a lot of times they want to praise the motherfuckers that's been locked up all the time. The ones that's locked up and that can sit up here and tell you about what they did in the bid. Hey, to each his own when it comes to that. But don't come up here praising and placing crowns on niggas just because they did some time in the county. And then the ones that's out here keeping their nose clean and doing what they supposed to do, as far as what? Being a model citizen. They don't get no love. They too clean cut. We need some controversy. We need some gossip to talk about. So that's when you hear the bitch assness come out. You hear dudes get on here and they always want to portray another Black man as a female. And when you hear this type of, language that's out there, right? And humility, insults, aspersion, all these type of freaking insults that's handed down. You have to really look at the person it's coming from. You know what I'm saying? They're not truly secure in who they are as people. You know what I'm saying? They girl might be feeling them a little bit and goddamn turn around and say, hey, I want you to hit it from the back. Oh, no diddy. I don't know. That's a little nasty. These are the type of niggas that never had sex with the light on. Oh, hurry up and hit the lamp. Hit the lamp. Hit the lamp. Come on. Motherfucker jump in bed with their sweatpants on and shit. I'm gonna take them off right now. I'm gonna take my shoes off. Matter of fact, hold up, baby. I'm almost there. I'm gonna take my socks off too. Every time I turn around, instead of them focusing on Floyd Schofield calling out Shakur Stevenson, which makes all the sense in the world. If nobody else ain't trying to fight him and they trying to be bosom buddies, if you got motherfuckers trying to be bosom buddies, don't sit up here and get mad at Schofield for calling out somebody and it's boxing. That's why I be laying back in the cut, deep in the motherfucking cut. I don't come over here all the time. Why? Because I'm looking at this shit like, how's it productive to me? You know what I'm saying? How's it productive to me? Now, I've had my share of squabbles. I have. I've had my share of squabbles. I ain't gonna lie to you. But at the end of the day, right, with that squabble, I don't just come over here and take the focus off boxing. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'll take the focus off boxing. If you got a young line, that's what we talk about, right? The young generation, the old guard being moved out, and the new guard taking over. That's what we're talking about, right? So therefore, if Schofield, if he fits everything that you're looking for, undefeated record, ranking, he's in the rankings, calling out Shakur Stevenson, who is a current champion. Well, guess what? Why should there be anything said about his pops? Y'all dudes are focused on the wrong thing. It really don't make any sense because it's not even boxing related. We're supposed to be talking about matchups. Motherfuckers up here complaining about Turkey Alley Sheik being in the game, right? They worrying about fight schedules. They worrying about a lot of shit that doesn't pertain to boxing. If every time a fight come up and you're going to shut it down like it don't matter, what's the purpose of having boxing conversations for? You know what I'm saying? You have Jake Paul Tyson. You actually have people up here that's going to feel the way they do about, you know, what he's bringing to the sport, right? The confusion that you sit up here and you have to go through. Somebody who really didn't go through the grind, really didn't have the amateur pedigree, but they had the freaking social media following. You know what I'm saying? They went through the trenches on social media. They had a different occupation that allowed them to come over to boxing, which is very open-ended. And the turnstiles is from all walks of life, right? And you had them motherfuckers come over here and able to, you know, have some money, have some investors, and come over here and do and say the right things, establish themselves, and start putting on fights. But there's no way comparable to the real fighters, the one who's put in the work, who's considered the real boxers, who's considered to be building up their resumes, and we seem to be way off track. Why won't y'all give respect to Schofield? Because he don't look the coolest? I remember another fighter y'all did the same way, Terrence Crawford. He didn't look the coolest. I remember hearing the same dudes on here complaining about how Crawford looked. They was black too, but I guess Crawford was blacker. And you heard them talking about looks. I guess it's true. Real talk. I guess it's true in this lifetime with social media. I guess it's true, you know, when they say that, you know, certain dudes really have their fantasies. Certain black men really have their fantasies. So they can't even carry on the conversation without it being associated with homosexuality. They want to basically emasculize another black man by saying that they like, you know, that particular person like men. And what they're doing is pretty much trying to push an agenda of their own insecurities. That's how they feel. But they want to kind of spread the message and make it seem like they're saying something nobody's heard. You hear dudes always talking about suck my D all the time and all this other shit. Now they want to talk about Floyd Schofield's father. They question his sexuality. That's disrespectful, bro. And ultimately disrespectful when you do it in front of a younger generation. It wasn't like Schofield Sr. was on there by himself. He was with his son right there. And that person that read it, I say, man, fuck that. I'm not paying attention to them no more. Because as a black man, you have no respect for the black household. And then they want to sit up here and criticize people who aren't black, who's non-black, who criticize the black household for the same shit. You got a good young black fighter coming up in the ranks who's going out there trying to impress. But yet it's not enough, because instead of you just entirely focusing on the fighter, they're focusing on the father. It's always something outside of boxing. Oh, I ain't focusing on him. Let's talk about his dad. That gets the most laugh. Why he talk like that? Why he sound like? Why he act like that? Why he this, that, and the other? I'm like, what does that got to do with boxing, though? You're pretty much limiting the notoriety Schofield Jr. could be getting. You're limiting that. You really are. You're limiting that. You're not even showing this young man organic respect when it comes to boxing talk. You know, in the last couple of years, this shit has changed on the YTC. It's pretty much just the way I said it is. The septic tank of media. It's the septic tank of media. They always want to talk about, man, so-and-so over there complain. I'm not complaining about shit, bro. And please, act your age, man. Stop talking about subscribers. None of you niggas are going to be the millionaires you want to be by putting in the amount of time you put in and not adding up to the amount of hours per the wages you think you should be getting. The shit don't add up. You can put in countless upon countless upon countless of labor into this freaking YTC social media. And at the end of the day, you cannot produce any documentation that say you have stock and ownership in this. You do not have control. You have no employees under your charge when it comes to this social media. Zero. You have none. So in order for them to so-called put in all this work, they always have to go off gossip and controversy. When I see Schofield Jr. as being a good kid, bro. I see him as being a good kid. But you have black men on here that believe that, okay, they should tolerate the disrespect. Right? Schofield Sr. should tolerate the disrespect. So if he don't tolerate the disrespect, now he's somebody else. This is somebody's father, a black father. But it doesn't matter, because Schofield never fucked y'all over. I'm talking about Schofield Jr. He never fucked y'all over. As a boxer, he never fucked you over. He's calling out Shakur Stevenson and say, I want this fight right here. It's time. I want to step up. Look at Shakur Stevenson's record. Is everybody he fought had 20 professional fights up to this point? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Shakur Stevenson. Because Shakur Stevenson is a 3-weight world champion. When it comes to legacy, you know what I'm saying? Shakur Stevenson, he's a 3-weight world champion. So what they say about stacking up accolades, when you're climbing the ladder to get up the top, you're going to have people that want to challenge you. Shakur Stevenson, 22 victories in, 0 defeats, and 10 knockouts. What do you think I'm going to say? Shakur did a lot since turning pro from a silver medalist, right? Is he at fault because William Cepeda has stepped to the side and is medically unfit to face Stevenson? If it's true in its totality, is that Shakur Stevenson's fault? No, right? So Shakur is 22-0, 10 knockouts. Artem, who he just fought, was 12-1, y'all. Granted, Schofield Jr. is 18-0. Edwin De Los Santos, 16-1. 16-1, okay? Yoshino, 16-0. What disqualifies Floyd Schofield from getting the love that he's supposed to get by calling out Shakur Stevenson? And why are people shitting on it? Why are you pissing on this young black fighter for stepping up and saying, I want the test? And they up here with 18-0, right? 18 victories in. They don't want to show Schofield no love because of his pops. Ain't that the same thing? They talk about subsidized housing and welfare, how they blame the government for extracting the black man out the household. So the black women can be on welfare as long as you don't have the father in the house. Isn't that the same thing? Y'all be out here teaching and getting on your Malcolm X shit, trying to preach to these younger generation outside of YouTube, but then you put on your other uniform and your cape and your damn trench coat and come on the YTC and change over into that goddamn superhero you always wanted to be, and you go against the grain, opposite of what you sitting out here telling this younger generation. Ain't that the funniest shit? They'll sit up here and dap black men up all day long. Man, I love you, man. We gotta look out for each other. We definitely gotta look out for each other. But online, it's always targeting. It's always targeting other black men with some homosexual shit. Some gay homosexual shit, bro. Like, these dudes don't have enough content. Their barometer of intellect, if you really want to go at somebody, it's not deep enough for them to go at somebody without using some homosexual shit. That tells me they themselves, they might have been abused at one point in time. They themselves, if you catch them doing their private time, they may be in there looking at some shit they don't want you to know about. They themselves, deep down inside, they may have some type of fantasy about it. Because this shit on the wall, this, let me find a black man that don't really, have no ties to them, don't owe them money, their family. They get on here and constantly talk about. Now, check this out. I understand that there should be some ridicule to those black men that's out there that does this shit. You know what I'm saying? They should be checked. But what about the ones who never really gave you that energy and talked about all that Diddy shit? It's not one place in time where I've heard Schofield Sr. comment anybody like that. But I hear dudes all the time talking about how the dude has his hair, how he talks, everything except how he is as a black father. What happened to all these evangelists? These activists that's out here. That's all about the solid black man in life. Why do you come over here and dog out a black man? One of the black father and son tandems in the sport. Why are you dogging him out with some homoerotic shit? Why can't you just focus on Schofield Jr. calling out Shakur Stevenson and say, okay, all right, I respect that? No, because he's not popular because of his father. Schofield Jr. ain't never did anything to none of you niggas, but he's not popular because of his father. You know what I'm saying? And is there some type of I wouldn't say sabotage, but does it fray someone's sense of thinking? If you have, because I know in the military, if you go and you're talking about 24-year-old man, 25-year-old man, most of them have already been in the service damn near 7 years already. That's if they came in at 17, 18 years of age. 7 years now, you already have rank and you are in charge of troops. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to hear me talk about and compare them. I'm just telling you the FATZs. Because if you was in the military and that young, your parents ain't speaking for you. Your parents ain't showing up for duty. Your parents ain't getting you dressed. They ain't lacing up no motherfucking boots. They ain't got them driving you to work. They ain't going on a march. They ain't going in the field. They're not going over to combat. They're not doing none of that. But I do see a trend on social media on how some of these fathers are in that web and they stay there too long. But this is not how long, because that's their family. This is not how long they stay in the web. It's not how long they stay in the bubble. It's the fact that in boxing, I guess as older black men in life, we sometimes feel that we still want to be the protectors. You know what I'm saying? We still, in boxing, we don't want, they especially don't want their kid to go over here and experience the vitriol that's rampant throughout the YTC social media. So I can see why a lot of them speak up for their kids. But like I said, in the military, I mean, you 7 years in, you have rank. You in charge of troops. You ain't coming online and letting your father tell any of the troops, hey, this is what we have to do. I'm speaking for my son, Staff Sergeant Jones. Yeah. He wanted me to come in here and tell you all, do you have a uniform inspection in the morning? You're gonna wear alphas. Yes. Want to make sure you check for all the Irish pennants. Make sure you have one of your comrades look you over. No, that's not it. But everybody's not thinking like me. I'm just saying I don't know what Floyd Schofield Jr. has done to y'all niggas. I don't get it. I don't get why a lot of you all are criticizing this dude for calling out Shakur Stevenson. Like, what is he supposed to do? Who is he supposed to fight? Who are we supposed to fight? Y'all sit up here and glorify dudes want to be bosom buddies, right? You want to glorify that shit. Man, you have to respect. Man, they grew up together, man. Who is their mother? No. Who is their mother? Who is their father? If from both sides of the spectrum, they don't have the same mother and they don't have the same father, this brother shit, when it comes to the business, it's a fallacy. That's all it is. It's a motherfucking fallacy. It's just a simple way on saying, I want to put it out there. That's my brother and all that. And we're going to be bosom buddies to the end. Schofield don't have that problem. Schofield ain't going around here trying to freaking have these freaking friendships and be online with y'all niggas trying to goddamn create a MySpace account and go back in time and say, man, I just want to live like it was before, man. Let's go back to something we one day experienced, man. You're my best buddy. Let's go back to MySpace. You know they got spaces over here on X. No, I want to go back to MySpace, though. If we can get enough of the boxes to go back to MySpace, it has a bit of innocence to it. This YouTube shit, it's too corrupt. You know what I'm saying? They don't respect us. Look, you got boxers on here talking about F the fans. F the fans now. But you didn't hear that come from Schofield. He ain't saying F the fans. He say, well, if William Cepeda is not able to step up, he's injured. I'm calling my promoter. I want to be the next on the billing. And you know what I'm hearing? These dudes talking about his pops. They don't like Floyd Schofield because of his pops. It seems like another Haney effect, huh? Fathers are in their life
playing an intricate role in boxing, and you find something wrong with him, and then you act like it has something to do with whoever they call out and whoever they fighting in the room. It's just fucked up. It's real fucked up. And I can see why fighters can say F the fans. I can see it, man. God damn, I can see that shit. I can see that shit for real, for real. I can definitely see that shit. At the end of the day, I don't know what direction they're trying to go with this. Like, you have black men that's freaking getting arrested. High-speed chases, drugs, whatever the case, they getting arrested outside, having domestic problems. These same cats, they can't make up their mind. They'll go up here and do all these live streams on breaking news, big news. Oh my God. Shocking. So-and-so arrested. They doing thumbnails, putting their mugshot up there, all that. But then you have somebody like the fighters that don't get in trouble. Right? And y'all treat them just like they the motherfucking criminals. That's why I say this game is all fucked up. No need to wear a condom. You get what you get. You know what I'm saying? These dudes can't even have a sensible conversation. Let's say you don't like a fighter or you don't like another content creators. Y'all need to work on your delivery. Learn how to freaking rally your motherfucking insults and trash talking. Work on your levels, just like you tell the boxers. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's levels to this. No, step your levels up too. And learn how to, if you don't like somebody, learn how to go at them with trash talk without mentioning some gay shit. Especially if you look like me. Y'all disrespect the shit out of Schofield Sr., man. Like that has something to do with Junior. That's just fucked up. I ain't gonna lie, man. Y'all niggas need to discharge that shit and go to something else, man. Y'all should be boosting up this motherfucking fight with Shakur. And look, and you ask them, who do you want Shakur to fight then? Somebody that's now on the radar? 18 victories in, yo. 18 victories in. You got Team Ennis over there. It's all about the popularity. Ennis, he gets boxing criticism. That's what Ennis get. Bozy, he doesn't get too much criticism at all like Schofield Sr. Two different types of black men, older black men. Two different types. But both of them, you don't see out there with mugshots and getting in trouble and trying to put hands and got domestic issues and mugshots. You don't see them out there. So my question is, if that's indeed the case, what the fuck are y'all black men out here looking for? If the man called Shakur Stevenson the fuck out, why are y'all talking about some other shit, talking about his pops? Y'all the ones that's really gay. Seriously, y'all are the ones that have a type. Y'all are the ones that have insecurities. Y'all are the ones that focus on shit that has nothing to do with the opening bell. Real talk, these niggas continue. All they want to talk about is fellatio, social media fellatio to somebody they don't like. Like they so ignorant and uninformed that they can't even work on their leveling up their trash talking. They always got to do what they want somebody. This is what they really want when they talk about suck they D. They really want somebody to say, okay, when? Then they say, well, talk to me offline. That's what they really want. Talk to me offline about that. Okay, we can't do it out here. I ain't never had nobody call me out on it, publicly online while I'm live. Hit me in the DMs with that. Yeah, we have some in the closet, out the closet ass niggas that's on this YTC. If they're not trying to accuse another black man of homosexuality, they busy trying to accuse them of what? What they try to accuse them of? Drugs. Oh, they own something. Oh, they own something. That's all. They own something. They don't know shit about your personal life. The first thing to come out, oh man, you gay. Oh, you gay. Grown ass fucking men. So I'm not going to take too much longer on this shit. I just don't understand when you look at the whole spreadsheet on we have 2025 on deck. We have 2025 on deck, and we're supposed to be talking about potential matchups, fights that we want to see. Instead, we have fights that's dropping out that was never made. Now it's just out here in conversation, never made. But you have William Cepeda, who's now injured, just like Shakur got injured, right? And he's looking for a fight, and he was hoping he can get a name like Cepeda, who fans are behind. They like the guy, they like how he fight and all this shit. And coming off the Tevin Farmer, he supposedly allegedly injured himself. So you're telling me somebody who's taking the initiative to say, I want to step up in his place, deputize me, I will fight him. And you have all these content creators shutting it down, all because they don't think that Schofield Jr. is cool. They don't think he's cool enough to step in there with Shakur Stevenson because, they don't like his father and how he trash talk it. He's a bit garrulous, y'all. His father's a bit garrulous. He talks too much. They don't like his talking volume. So it goes from him talking too much, right? Check this out. It goes from him talking too much, look, strictly about boxing shit. And regardless of how he prays his son, whatever the capstone is, right? He praising his son, he believe in his son. All the essentials of supporting the loved one, right? And they say the man's just capping because Schofield Jr. ain't that good. I get it. They saying Schofield Jr. ain't that good. I get it. But then you have them take a wholly different route entirely. It go from them complaining as if it's complicated issues, them complaining about Schofield Jr. hyping his son up and celebrating, saying he's this, that, and the other, to, oh man, he's feminine. Motherfucker's feminine. Something's wrong with him, man. He's he has a little, you know what I'm saying? He's different. What brings you to that conclusion? Man, you don't know? You can't see it? No, I'm not looking for it though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for it. You looking for it. No, man, you can see it. I'm not looking for it. What is your circulatory reason for that? How do you go to your recall memory and decode that based off him talking and hyping his son up? How are you decoding that information and saying that, man, I don't like he just, he put too much priority in boosting up his son. He's very braggadocious about Schofield Jr. What? And then they turn around and say, man, you don't see how he be acting, how he be, his mannerisms, man, something ain't right with him. What do you mean something ain't right? Oh, man, you know what I'm talking about. No, I don't, because I'm not looking for that shit. I'm listening to him trash talk and brag about his son. That's all I'm doing. You niggas are looking at him, and I think some of you are getting turned on by some shit. And that's all you niggas gossip about, man. Y'all busy talking about homosexuality shit, bro. Suck my D, this, that, and the other. Same stuff over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Something's psychologically broken. There's some inner demons in these cats that they can't get rid of, bro. They have wants and needs. Just like you got some niggas that can't have a boxing live without bringing up racism. Every time they motherfucking talk, it can be strictly on boxing. They want to bring up racism. Well, I'll tell you this right here. Go ahead. Go ahead and put all this time and effort into shit that don't have nothing to do with boxing. We about to head over in 2025. Continue to just talk about 2025. You know what I'm saying? Fights you want to see. And then when you don't get the fights that you was talking about in 24, all because you were talking about homosexuality, right? Don't be mad at nobody except yourself. Don't be mad. Cause you ain't trying to see no boxing. You trying to have some private parties, man. You want that goddamn oil. You want the oil. You want the special concoction. That's all. You want the 1,000. Some of you niggas was mad. That's why you keep on saying Diddy. You like to keep Diddy on your tongue. Some of you dudes done called up to where Diddy's at and try to get on the visitations list. I just want to go help the brother out. That's all. No, you got brothers you can help out in boxing. You can talk kindly about them and try to build up these fights. But y'all niggas busy up here worrying about the popularity contest. A dude is giving you what's supposed to happen in a full contact sport, and that is call out the top dogs. That's what's supposed to happen. Call out the ones that's on fucking top. But no, we got so many bitch ass niggas in this motherfucker. They don't want you. They don't want these fighters calling out each other. They want to talk about other shit that don't have nothing to do with boxing. Who they like and don't like. This is the reason I don't like them, because I saw them and he had, I could have sworn, I didn't see it, but I could have sworn he had on some neon green draws. And he had like a bright pink tank under his shirt. I didn't see it, but the way he was walking, it's something wrong with it. Huh? Excuse me? No, better yet, pardon me. Is something wrong? I'm telling you, y'all. It's ethically destructive. They want to sit up here and on the flip side, when it comes to their kids, they want to go up here and pass all positive messages and telling these young black kids, be great at everything. Don't be followers. Be the one who set the examples. That's what we want you to do. Be leaders. Isn't leader challenging yourself? What it say? The testament of a man is what? Not in comfort and convenience, but what? Challenging controversy. Isn't challenging yourself part of being a leader? So therefore, if you see a boxer like Schofield Jr. calling out Chris Stevenson, what you supposed to do? You're supposed to look at it like, okay, we don't have much more going on at 135. Why would this be a bad matchup? Why would you automatically shoot this shit to the motherfucking ground like he doesn't have 18 victories in the game and undefeated? Straight up bitch assness. Acute bitch assness. You dudes want to gossip, and more gossiping, y'all. All the fucking time. You want to talk about someone who's a black father in a black household. And you embarrass that man by questioning his sexuality. But you all the same ones on here talking about suck my D and all that and trying to be hard and then dress it up with bitch ass nigga. No, you all the bitch ass niggas. You wear the motherfucking costume. You put on the perfume. That's what you are internally. You are that bitch ass nigga for real. You a bitch. Straight like that. If y'all can't have a conversation without saying no Diddy and that nigga locked up, y'all bitches. Because every single time that you're talking to a man that you know for a motherfucking fact, that's a man, and some homosexual shit come across your radar, I mean, mentally, you're registering this type of thought. You a bitch. That's your charisma. Jake Paul, let me change over. I can't spend entirely all my time speaking about how these motherfuckers are so tempting to get online and dog out other black men all the fucking time. Some deserve to be, talk shit. I'm not talking about the ones who actually drive home this every single time they get online. They want to say something negative about their own people. I'm talking about the ones who are innocent bystanders. They're in the crossfire of ridicule and criticism. They're actually good people. But you have these black people that consider themselves to be intricate role players in life and society. They're up here embarrassing the younger generation. They don't give a fuck who their father is. They just gonna talk and keep talking, and they're gonna try to come up with every freaking defamatory insult that they can. Black men out here running straight up smear campaigns on niggas. Like that has something to do with boxing. These are the dudes that consider themselves to be of high intellect, but they don't have enough content to be able, if they select to, trash talk another content creator because they disagree. Let's just say you disagree with something they said because you got some clowns out here, some motherfucking bozos, and you go at that bozo, right? And you cannot have a full bar session without mentioning some gay shit, without saying fuck you, man, fuck you. That just goes to show you weren't paying attention in English classes. You know what I'm saying? Your socialization skills isn't where they're supposed to be. A lot of dudes will brag about how long they've been on social media and how many subscribers and viewers, but they don't pay attention to how much labor they're putting into something that's only benefiting them from the moment with everything that's going on. Who's promising that YouTube will be here forever? And do you see the track record? Whenever they want to believe that it's time to pretty much, bring in the controversy because controversy sells. Don't you see the track record? It's always dealing with something that's suspect. They always want to somewhat claim. Look at the thumbnails. They will put a black man's face in a wig and a dress because they don't have enough content intellectually to go at somebody that they disagree with for whatever reason and keep it simple trash talking. They always got to make it personal. When you question somebody's sexuality, right? Especially in front of their kid, you ain't shit type of nigga. Because you don't even respect the young man that's sitting there listening to how you criticizing his father. That's somebody that he's known his entire life. And he understands how his pops is, along with other pops in there, right? Everybody don't have Schofield Sr.'s personality and his mannerisms. You know what I'm saying? And how theatrical he can be. Everybody's not like that. But what does Schofield Jr. has to do with it? Outside of that being his father, he's calling out Shakur Stevenson. And y'all are sitting out here shutting it down because y'all dumbass motherfuckers up here saying that he's not ready. 18 victories in. Let's just say he had 25 victories in. We've been there before, right? Let's just say Schofield Jr. had 25 victories and Shakur had 22 victories, but he was able to achieve his shit early. Shakur is a 3-weight world champion, just like AB, Adrian Brom. He achieved his accolades early in his career. Let's just say he was 25. Would he be ready for Shakur then? How many victories does someone have to have knowing that Teofimo Lopez was able to fight for the IBF championship in his 15th professional fight? Is 15 a lower value than 18, nigga? If indeed you can count, tell me the motherfucking answer. Is 15 lower than 18? So therefore, if you have comparisons to bring forth evidence to your analogy, why aren't you smart enough when these young minds that's in a hot division such as the lightweight, why the fuck can't you accept the call out? You can't accept the call out. You don't even respect the sport. You can't even respect the call out. We ain't talking about no 3-0. No 4-5-0. We're talking about 18 motherfucking victories, and this young black man is ranked in 3 out of the 4 sanctioning bodies. And you got niggas up here talking about his father. Come on, bro. You got cats up here talking about his pops. And Schofield Jr. is up here showing you, hey, I went in there and was willing to dump the motherfucking ammunition right there, frag grenades, all that shit, and bang it out with this dude. Yeah, it wasn't smart, but I was showing you that I'm willing to take that risk. I'm willing to goddamn set that motherfucking fire. I can be that one. I'm not afraid. I can turn into the OK Corral. I can be that cowboy. But depending on who it is, you know, that's who get the love, shawty. Depending on the popularity, it changes up the discussion a lot. Depending on the popularity, y'all. Depending on the popularity, it changes up the discussion a lot. Depending on how many motherfuckers like. Hey. We've been through that before. The like meter, Crawford Spence. Oh, we like Spence more than Crawford. But does it have anything to do with inside the ropes? We like Spence more than Crawford. But what it has to do with making a fight? It has no determining factor to make the fight. And then we get July 29th. And all we see is a fighter that's transformed at the hands of the one, that wasn't the likable fighter. He changed. He single-handedly disfigured. He changed the way another boxer looked, and he was the less popular fighter. So you would think the grown man that's been out here talking this bullshit, they will learn from that, right? Since they want to handpick criticism and talk about the way somebody look, who their girlfriend is, saying all this defamatory shit about a nigga, right? But they themselves are black fathers. And behind the scenes, they up here trying to be these motherfucking community activists and talking all this motherfucking positivity. Black fathers never give up. As we stand on this hill together, hand in hand, in the millions, I say to you no. It's fake. It's fake. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight is in the past now. You understand me? And based off all the videos that's been circulating, there's individuals with questions because they believe that the fight was rigged. Now, it's not just content creators. There's been other voices, that all the platforms that have had their side comments about this on how they didn't believe it was a straight up organic fight without any written stipulations, so to speak. You know how that goes. They were saying that it was scripted. And if you look at the history of Mike Tyson, you know he loved throwing uppercuts. If you look at how he fought Roy Jones in the exhibition, I myself felt that was a lot more activity when he fought Jones, the champ, the legend, the other legend, than he did with Jake Paul. And then you're having people read off like if Mike Tyson, the further the fight went along, the more he gets paid. Right? They already had special rules to that fight. They had bigger gloves with reduced minutes to each round. When you're talking about a male fight, though, the male fight has a format of 3 minutes per round, right? So the fight wasn't a championship fight. So We could say it could be 4, 6, 8 rounds, 10 rounds, 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? That's if it was a championship fight. This wasn't any of that. So they had modified rounds, 8 larger gloves with reduced minutes per round, right? But what we didn't see and what wasn't privy to the public was whatever behind closed doors that was at the tables that was on that documentation. What were the agreement per Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, man? Could Mike Tyson, the longer he went in the fight, the more money? Is it true? Is there any type of merit to that? Will the paperwork come out someday? I doubt it. But how are these other voices knowing about this information? They had to read it from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They had to read the shit from somewhere, bro. That's all I'm saying. They had to read the shit from somewhere. If they're saying all these stipulations was in there and Mike Tyson couldn't do this and that, and he had to pretty much carry Jake Paul, and they trying to turn it around like Jake Paul was showing Mike respect and putting some of his, punches in reserve. If Jake Paul would have hit Mike and Mike was just saying, he had some flashbacks to say, you know what? I'm being a bitch right now. At the end of the day, I'm Mike Tyson. He's not me. He hasn't been the sport. He hasn't gave the sport what I've given the sport. I give him everything. He's fucking with me. I ain't a bitch. You know how Mike had that breakdown when he was talking with Sugar Ray on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, how he said, I'm not the man I used to be. I feel like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Mike, it could have been possible that if Jake Paul would have hit him the wrong way, that Mike would have had a flashback. Say, he's trying to treat me like I'm a bitch. I'm not a bitch, Jake. He whispered to Jake, hey, stop trying to treat me like a bitch. I'm going to fuck you up, Jake. I may be 58 years old, but I'm going to still have it, Jake. And Jake Paul, hey, Mike, I understand, man, but we got to sell it to the crowd and remember what the contract said, Jake. Yo, Jake. Jake. Come on, Jake. I know you ain't throwing the contract in my face, Jake. Come on, I know what we talked about, Jake. I know all of it. I know everything line for line, what we talked about. But at the end of the day, I got to tell you, you're pissing me off. You keep on trying to betray me like I'm a bitch. Come on, Jake. I'll put one in you. I'll put 2, 3, 4 more in you. Don't stop playing with me, Jake. People are saying that the fight was rigged, yo. And guess who's trying to do damage control? Jake Paul. Just like he tried to do with what fight? Tyrone Woodley. Does that's kind of give y'all a revisit? He had to go out here and play damage control with Tyrone Woodley's fight because they were saying the rematch was rigged. He twisted his gloves, a certain amount of time to let Woodley know he was about to throw the right hand. And sure enough, bang, the doorbell rung. And then, look, ching, Tyrone Woodley came to his senses. Hey, man, is the money in the account yet? Yeah, the money's good. You're good. Oh, man, you really sold that great, brother. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. Hey, man, I'm going to dip off. They're going to take me out on the stretcher, but I'm good, man. I'm conscious. I'm coherent. All of that, man. Don't worry about it. Tyrone Woodley was at the press conference before Jake Paul. But everybody was saying, well, I won't say everybody, but a lot of people were saying that was a rigged fight. I'm just saying, yo. I'm just saying. I'm not going to take too much time on that. Richardson Hitchens. I just have a small PSA for Hitchens. You need a rocky moment in order for you to be respected because you're out there and there's a lot of people that believe you have the goods there, Hitchens. They believe you have the goods, but also they have watched some of your fights and they consider it to smell like putrid. You know what I'm saying? They consider it to smell like old eggs, salmonella. You know what I'm saying? Spam, Vienna sausages, left out too long. You know what I'm saying? Old collard green juice. They say, based off what Liam Paro said, don't stink it up. It's people out here that have witnessed you. What's that smell? Is that a gorilla fart? God damn, what the fuck did he ate? He ate some goddamn 8-day. It was 8 or 9 days old caribou carcass. You trying to tell me he bit into that with the rigor mortis had to be in goddamn stage 6, right? I mean, they were saying that you have stunk up the joint there, Hitchens. You have to go in here with Liam Paro, big dog, and prove them wrong. You have to. You have to go in there and have your best performance, or else they're going to put you even worse of a level because you haven't won a championship yet. They're going to put you beneath the Shakur Stevenson criticism. I mean, I'm talking about in a cellar that's beneath the cellar of the seller's door. They're going to put you so far, nobody's going to be calling for you for a big fight. This is your ultimate fight of a legitimate fighter at Paro who went in there and defeated a fighter who's considered to be the boogeyman. You got to step up, bro. You have to step up. You are at a point in your career that we done seen you shine. Unfortunately, John Bowser wasn't Liam Paro. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Liam Paro. Liam Paro has his moment. He does. He has that recorded. It's up to you to become a part of his resume. But on the red side. You understand me there, Richardson? On the red side, homie. You have to be a part of his resume where you hand him his defeat on the red side, man. You got to do it. You got to do it. That's all. I'm not going to take too long on it. You have to do it. You don't have no other choice but to do it, big dog. You got to go ahead and show them that you're him. Hold on for a second, y'all. I'm going to transition off Richardson. It's not much that I'm going to go in depth about with him. I like Richardson Hitchens, bro. I don't dislike him as a fighter. I just feel that he needs to do more. You know what I'm saying? It has been some times where I've watched him in person and the performance value was mediocre. It's not like he can't fight, but let's just say, for instance, perfect example. Hitchens will keep on throwing the jab and jab and jab and jab and jab over and over again. It's just like cutting a carrot with your fingernail. You know what I'm saying? It's like peeling lemons, and then you up here put your finger in your eye. You know, let me see if that lemon. No, it's not going to work out well for you. You're stinking the place up. It's not attractive at the end of the day when it comes to boxing. let's get to the one that people probably been waiting on, Spence sighting. Spence did a cameo appearance, y'all. I want to send out an SOS signal and let all the aerosexuals know that Spence has made a cameo appearance with his protege and fighter Frank Martin. Now, not only did he make a cameo appearance, he had no shirt on. And how people are so concerned about him having no shirt on, I see all the thumbnails that they're making. He's in shape. He's in shape. He's in shape. So what do you expect WCS to say? All I seen was a dude out there with no shirt on. And then another dude with no shirt on having fun. What does that got to do with in shape? Look, dudes haven't seen Errol Spence in months. Listen to me, y'all. These grown men haven't seen Errol Spence in months with no shirt on. He does a video with no shirt, probably just came back from doing something, I don't know, swimming, whatever. I just saw a pool over there. They eating breakfast. And they say, oh, Spence in shape, Spence in shape. It's like, oh my God, the desperation is impossible, yo. It's impossible to filter through all the desperation. Like, they want so much just to grab on to something dealing with Spence. Like, how many times have it came out that he's supposed to face Sebastian Fundora? Plenty of times, right? So we haven't yet to see the box wreck light up. You know what we did here? Since he's in great shape, the WBO didn't approve of him and Sebastian Fundora. So if they do fight, Sebastian Fundora will be only fighting and defending his WBC title. Am I right? Am I right? And that's my assumption, right? But it's just the fact of seeing him and Frank having a good time, laughing, joking. You know, he made a point that, you know, Frank didn't have his freaking shoes. I guess Frank came out there for the ladies. You know, Frank say, man, I ain't going running, man. I'm in great shape. I don't have no fight coming up and shit like that, man. I'm good, dog. I'm coming there. I'm bringing my trunks. I'm going to the pool. I'm straight. Frank didn't bring his workout shoes to go running. And Spence said, that's just like going on a date and forgetting your wallet, which was a solid point. I ain't gonna lie. That was a solid ass point he made. But the good positive aspect about this is that I have nothing bad to say about Spence showing up, you know, with a cameo appearance, no shirt on, him and Frank just out there kicking it like the brother's supposed to be doing. But I was a bit befuddled when I seen all these thumbnails coming to my Spence in shape. Off aesthetics? Is that what? What type of in shape are we talking about? Fight camp, getting ready for a camp. Who's he with? I know who his trainer is. Some sparring footage. Not some McAlooey. No, keep McAlooey out of it. But some training footage. Him hitting the bag. You know, the way he looked when he fought Yordenis Ugas, man. You know how he fought Yordenis Ugas in 22, man? When he was super duper Cooper shredded. We're talking about that. That's in shape. I wasn't really looking to see if he was in shape, but obviously it was some other cats on here that's trying to, you know, provide their own evaluation. You know, when I looked at him, his BMI was pretty low. Yeah. Yeah. BMI was good. And, you know, we took his body fat, his BF. Oh man, he has to be sitting at about 2.3 body fat based off his cameo on that video. I don't need to be there in person to pinch him and take, you know, correct stats. You know, I can do it from afar. I've been at this for a while. That dude's sitting at 2.1% body fat as we speak. I know he's on weight. I mean, we don't even know what type of shape Spence in. But due to the desperation coming from the content creators, I get it. I get it. A lot of you all are still, having side effects. Side effects are crucial. They're having side effects from 2023. You're trying to resurrect the respect level that Spence once had over there in Texas. I get it, bro. I get it, man. I get it. I'm not here to trade insults with you. Real talk. I don't have anything negative to say about Spence making a cameo appearance. Real talk, y'all. I don't have anything bad to say. But I do have some questions. Why don't y'all have any information on who his trainer is? If he's out and about and he's in shape, who's training him right now? Who's training him? That's my first question. Who's training him? And second, if he's in some type of camp, who is he fighting? Next question. When is he fighting? I just need to know, who is his coach? Who is he fighting? And when is he fighting? I don't need to know where his fans at. I just want to know, really, point blank, 2025 house. Everybody used to say that so-and-so PBC has the schedule out. They about to put on this extravagant fight card. I just want to know, have you all located, however you choose to do it, have you located a fight date, coach, and an opponent? That's all. It's something simple. I just want to know. It's okay for him to put out a video. Okay, I got it. But there's still something that's missing for me out there. I'm just left, without closure. You know that word? I don't have closure yet. I really want to, talk about Spence a little bit better and who he's fighting. If it's Sebastian Fundora, I really want to talk about that. But I keep hearing or seeing the light flicker, but I don't know if the fight date is real or not. I don't know if his next opponent is going to be Sebastian Fundora. I mean, I hear these voices out here complaining about inactivity all the time, right? Somebody play the drum roll. July, August, September, October, November. Errol Spence is 16 months inactive as we speak. No, don't go to Crawford. Crawford fought August 3rd of this year. Just in case, you know how they love running smear campaigns. Well, the Crawford's not a part of this, but I'm saying stick to the topic. Stick to the topic. 16 months inactive, and there's no fight in sight, and we're heading over to 2025, and we have people still making excuses for July 29, 2023. And what is the reason that he's going past 12 months? What is the reason again? Y'all can't blame Crawford for this. Y'all can't blame him for this. 16 months heading into 2025, a fresh year, and we really don't have no stamp of who his next opponent is, where the fight's going to be, when is it going to be, who's going to be his trainer. So I'm providing you all with some assignments. Okay, go do some homework. Find out, when is Errol Spence due to step through the ropes in 2025? He's currently at 16 months, headed to 17 months. Okay, when December comes into play, and we need some type of information to kind of get closure on this for those who are, looking to return back to their natural life. I mean, those bunkers, I'm pretty sure the pork and beans have ran out. I'm pretty sure the Twizzlers are running low down there. Peanut butter without water. There's some thirsty individuals down there in the bunker. All I'm trying to do as a content creator is provide you with hope. Okay? Find out that information for me. Who is he training with? Those of you that supposedly have the coach's name, is there any way you can do me and a lot of other people that's curious like myself? Can you get on the phone and call them up? All the people that have the Spence contacts and see who is he training with? Can you please do that? I said please. Can you please do that? Find out who he's training with, who he's fighting next. When is the fight? Where will it be? Is it going to be in Texas like we originally thought when the information came out with Honduras? Just let me know, please. Let me get to the chat, man. Arnold Brown, what it do, man? What's good with it? The news by Shaw News Sauce Experience. What's good with it, man? Team Tuck official on deck. YouTube boxing talks different now. If you but hands on someone behind this, that it just becomes internet entertainment. Nobody's doing that though. It's all talk. For real. Andrew Charles in the building. What's good? Grown men acting like juveniles because of the way his pops talk. Absolutely. That's all I'm saying. It seems like your focus is in the wrong direction. Like real talk. You're focused on the wrong things. The mannerisms, behavior. You're looking at them and through a different lens. And that, my friend, is questionable. That brings you into suspect behavior yourself. For real. Bug gonna stop Canelo. What it do, man? What's good with you, bro? I don't know why I would be going in and out because I'm not even freaking moving like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes, when you drop too many obscenities and stuff like that, your clarity of your audio, it goes in and out, man. You know what I'm saying? For real. Yeah, they violating Schofield Senior. For real. They are. They are, man. Shout out to Blue Hustle in the building. Salute to you, bro. What's good? Oscar's probably going to say no way, but it's up to Schofield to push for the fight. I don't know why Oscar would say no to a fight that is a quality matchup. I know what he said last time, talking about he didn't think Schofield was ready. I get it. But guess what? When is he going to be ready? He's in the rankings. You have him ranked 3 out of the 4 sanctioning bodies. Just like William Cepeda. William Cepeda was ranked across the board. And they gave him a fight with Tevin Farmer. So what does William Cepeda want to do now? He don't want to fight Shakur Stevenson. He want to fight somebody for a bigger paycheck. Just like Isaac Cruz. When Isaac Cruz is at 135, ducking everybody, you know the reason why he didn't want to fight Shakur Stevenson? Because he felt like the Gervonta Davis would basically render him a higher payday. That's what he thought. He would get a bigger payday fighting Tank again in a rematch. So he didn't want to fight somebody that stylistically would be a bad matchup. I don't know. We don't see the world as it is. We see it as we are. Talk that talk, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk that talk. You know what I'm saying, Andrew? Talk that talk. 78 Pork TV always bring up racism. Hey, people who stay in tune, they know what it is. Swat Jones in the building. What does it do, bro? He said, I don't care what nobody say. Schofield Jr. ready for Shakur. If Shakur turned this down, now there's Cepeda out the mix due to injury. Why ignore a man calling you out and you free? Sound like a deal? Hey, I agree. Why don't you take the fight? Why don't you take the fight, bro? I'm not saying Shakur is not taking the fight, but due to, just this floating around out here in social media, I haven't heard any confirmations or seen any confirmations that this is real. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen it. I've just been hearing. You know how you hear the little breeze, you know what I'm saying? You hear the dead leaves, you know what I'm saying? It's fall right now. You hear the dead leaves, brushing up against each other, chirping a little bit before they hit the ground. You hear the dead leaves blowing on the pavement. I'm just saying Shakur need an opponent, and Schofield Jr. calling him out. I will buy, no cap. Hey, man, I'm with you on that. I want to see the fight. 18-0. What else does he need? What else does he need, man? What else does he need? Seriously, what else does he need? He has 18-0 undefeated record. Look, check this out. Lomachenko, multi-division world champion, right? Check this out. We're gonna narrow this down quickly. Lomachenko, Gervonta Davis, and Shakur Stevenson. What they have in common when it comes to paperwork, y'all know, all of them are 3-division world champions. Now, of course, it's up to the criteria for which those 3 championships were accredited, right? But what do they have in common? Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis, and Vasily Lomachenko. They are 3-division world champions. Now, if you go from their standings as champions in the sanctioned body and you start to hit the rankings and climb down that ladder to those individuals that are in line to fight these champions who are 3-division champions, right? Multi-division champions. How many other rankings, how many names in the rankings that's going to compare to these guys? You're not going to find it. Keyshawn Davis, he don't have no championships. Abdullah Mason, no championships. Schofield, no championships. Andy Cruz, no championships. You know what I'm saying? When? Where can we look? Where can we look? If you look in the community of individuals that are at 135-pound rankings, who can we pick if Shakur Stevenson don't want to fight Floyd Schofield? And like I mentioned earlier, if you look in the rankings, the WBC rankings, Floyd Schofield is not ranked for Shakur Stevenson. But if you look across the WBA, IBF, and the WBO, he is ranked. So with that said, we're not really talking about who else can you attribute 3 divisions to. Now, they got some champions down in there, but who can you say, oh, that's a 3-division champion right there? Based off those champions who I mentioned earlier. There's not many names that you can pull. George Kambosos was once a unified champion. You know what I'm saying? You might can find a champion or 2 like Tevin Farmer that's down there in the rankings, right? You got some champions down there, but who has 3 divisions that we can select and say, Shakur, you should fight that person? Is that fighter ready? Isak Cruz, he has a whole nother fight coming up. Keyshawn Davis just stepped out the ring. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to see Zaur Abdullayev, an old opponent of Jaron Ennis? No, not Jaron Ennis. Freaking Devin Haney. Frank Martin didn't look like he was, in fight camp for a fight. Even though Frank Martin's fighting style to me would be a very solid matchup, just like I think Floyd Schofield Jr. We just seen Gustavo Limos. We just seen him. So you got to say to yourself, who can we put into the conversational piece for Shakur Stevenson? Because obviously Vasily Lomachenko is still on vacation. Tank Davis is supposed to be coming back, supposedly, allegedly, March of 2025. Okay? Anyway, moving on. It was a rumor a while back, I forgot which fight it was, that there was a no knockout clause written in the contracts. You know, I wonder why no one has produced the paperwork yet. Is it available to the general public? Is it available? I would like to know. As in, you are not allowed to knock Jake out. Yeah. They said Jake had a no knockout clause. It would be dire consequence when it comes to your pay if Jake Paul was to get knocked out. Yes, sir. Remember, you stood on my toe, Jake. That contract voided now. Right? Right, Toby? You're right. Hitchens looked a lot more nervous than Liam Paro, in my opinion. Liam looked super cool on the face-to-face. Yeah, for sure. Liam, man, come on, man. Liam say, okay, hey, Mike, don't stink the place up. The Puerto Rican fans don't deserve that. You understand, Mike? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, Liam was cool. I thought both of them had they counters, but I do give Paro the edge, you know, based off his composure and what he said in those counter shots. I mean, they were strictly on freaking Richardson Hitchens and his history, you know, saying don't stink up the place, fight. And then I like what Richardson, what Hitchens said in response to Paro telling him come to the center of the ring. He said, "See, that's what he want to do. He want to brawl, and he ain't a brawler." I thought that right there, that was one of the telltale moments of their face-off. You want me to stand in there and brawl with you, but you're not a brawler. You a boxer, but you want me to brawl with you. You're trying to say stand in the middle of the ring, and you want me to brawl with you. You ain't a brawler. I thought that was damn near 10-8 round right there. That was a hard counter punch to the body, boy. For real. For me, seeing how sensitive the so-called wake society is to violence, it had to go the distance. If Jake Paul would have KO'd Mike Tyson, televised being a senior citizen, man, Jake's stock drops. Yeah, it's a lot of people would have felt, you know, like people keep talking about Mike when he was in the corner, and they say he was crying over there. Man, he wasn't crying. He was just trying to catch his breath, man. Come on, man. 2 minutes. I give it up to Mike, man. 2 minutes, and your hands are literally, I mean, figuratively tied. You cannot freely go about your business and display the skills that you've learned throughout your boxing career, even at 58 years old. Why? Because they have that shit knotted up in the contract. You know, knotted up. Tyrese in the building. What's good, man? That's why I couldn't watch it or support it. Jake would have been crazy to KO Mike that night. You lose a generation of fans in one night. Hey, man, Jake has a different group of people with him that knew all about that fight. It's another group of people that knew all about the fight and how they was up there planning the process and what he could and couldn't do. Man, come on, man. It was a lot of people that knew. Even Mike was a part of the conversation. Man, they was talking this out, man. Even him stepping on his foot, man. I think it was on purpose. Just to really beef up the face-off. And people was talking about how Mike slapped him, even though he really didn't slap him. He didn't really put the emphasis on there. If the contract said that Mike couldn't knock out Jake Paul in the ring, well, that was on stage. That would have been a great time for Mike to goddamn give him that uppercut that he couldn't throw in the fight. You didn't even have to hit him in the chin, Mike. You could have just tapped him on the motherfucking sternum. You could have hooked him to the body and then hit him with an uppercut to the sternum. That's all. Check his posts. That's all. Shout out to Samar Warren on deck. Peace and blessings, beloved. Salute WCS. Certified stamp the like button and support the grind. I appreciate you, man. I see you in the building. Salute to you. I was hoping Spence coming out with the podcast. I just don't get what he doing. Look. Speaking of that, you know, y'all remember when they was so overly, oh my God, they was in love. When Spence finally came out before his fight with Crawford on the rocks with AO, and he was just telling his truth. Man, Errol sex was just melting like butter in the motherfucking stove. You know what I'm saying? At an all-you-can-eat crab fest. They was just so happy to see him out there chilling and speak. Where did that go? Why you ain't? Damn, AO only get one visit from him on her podcast. I mean, this would be the opportune time to go back to the podcast and kind of talk about the inactivity, talk about the post-fight. You know, people want to hear. Of course, you did pop out so some niggas saw you. You know what I'm saying? And you did. You popped out, but you was pretty much trying to keep it on Frank Martin. Now they want to talk about you. You have to be able to talk about July 29th, 2023. You have to speak to the people, dog. How can we continue to go and Spencer's don't want to talk about it? It's over. Have you seen him? I don't know, man. Hey, man. All I seen was cats was out here with thumbnails talking about Spence in shape. I was like, here we go. They paying attention to the wrong thing. Spence in shape, how? What does that got to do with his conditioning? You know what I'm saying? What they got to do with his conditioning? Real talk. I don't get it. I watched Barrios fight and the girls fight and went to sleep. Then I heard the result in the morning. I still haven't even seen any highlights or anything. It's just not for me. Well, the Barrios fight was just not entertaining at all to me. Has nothing to do with liking Barrios as a warrior, but he gets beat up too much. And he just had his first kid. Maybe he should just think about some things because they're looking at him as Laffy Taffy. They're looking at him as an appetizer. For real. They're looking at Mario Barrios like calamari. Yeah, and stuffed mushrooms. Yeah. And give me some mozzarella cheese sticks too. Yeah. They're looking at him like, yeah, this is easy. Oh, we don't need no entree. We're just going to stick with the appetizers today. Y'all want some sliders too? Yeah, give us some sliders. Yeah. Dude, keep getting beat up. That can't be healthy for him, bro. I understand your wife is beautiful. Man, take some time. No, I can't say that. He just took some time off. Man, go ahead and fight somebody, man. Because Barrios, man, you got one of the best ring walks. Shout out to the Aztec Warriors, man. But dude, you need to work on your defense, man. I hope Errol does good versus Fundora. Hey, man, he needs to do more than good. Good ain't enough coming off what happened at the T-Mobile Massacre. Good isn't enough. Errol needs to come back. First of all, shout out to MKB, Monte King Boxing in the building. First of all, we need to find a way there, MKB, to somehow lure Spitz back to the square. I don't know if he's still doing the all-you-can-eat goddamn crab leg buffets, but maybe somebody should get a goddamn a broil bag that comes with the corn, potatoes, crab legs, you know what I'm saying, shrimp, a broil bag, and put it in the middle of the ring, and it's just so. What's that? What state that in? That's over here. Damn, that smell good. I missed that. No, you cannot, Spence. I'm gonna tell you the truth. We put it at a local gym that's nearby, right? We just want you to go split the ropes and get that feeling back. Get that, see if it gets that hunger back to you. I am hungry. I want them crab legs. No, not that type of hunger, Spence. I'm talking about the type of hunger for you to get back in there and train your ass off to get back to the way you used to be, so you can come in here and get this win and potentially set up a rematch between you and Crawford. The crab legs was just a prop, okay? But can I take it home for a takeout? Spence, come on now. Come on, man. Let's not go through this again. You're already 230, man. We got to get you back down within range, bro. Bud put Spence in a crazy place, not trying to be funny, but ever since July 29th, it's been a mystery with Spence. Oh, cap. Hey, the mystery there, Swat Jones, is blaming his pathetic fan base. That's all. That's all. I'm not going to get too deep. I'm not going to get too deep in. Pathetic. They left that man out there to dry. They left him out in the middle of the goddamn desert. They left that man out to dry when he lost. I mean, come on, man. I really don't want to rehash it. I really don't. I look, Thanksgiving later on this week. I don't want anybody talking about Spence and what happened. I'm just trying to stay in the holiday spirit, man. You know, I seen the people up here talking about it's the holidays. You know, it's the holidays and Spence is in great shape. He's working out. I suppose y'all gonna have someone there on site that can get some video footage too, right? When the 28th show up, is it gonna be somebody there following him around the whole day on the 28th? Or y'all really don't care? That's all I'm saying. Y'all talking about the man's in great shape. He's looking ready. Man, stop it. Stop it, bro. Stop it, man. Y'all too desperate, man. Y'all too desperate. D-Ray live on the drive. What's good with it, man? PBC fights are scheduled in the Cracker Jack box. When we get the box, we'll find the date. Hey, man, whoever, and you know, is able to get that Cracker Jack box first, man, please take some pictures, man, and put the receipts out here online so we can screen grab it. Please do us that favor. Please, if you I mean, those of you that actually know what Cracker Jacks is, first of all, NKB, you shouldn't be throwing old school freaking sweets and little snacks out to these new age cats. They don't know what Cracker Jacks is. They don't know we was looking for the prize, man. They don't know we was opening Cracker back. Oh man, what's the prize? What's the prize? They don't know nothing about that, dog. Watch yourself now. They don't know nothing about that shit, man. They lost. He talking about white people in a box. He's talking about Cracker Jacks, man. Old school snack. Very delicious too, especially on a hot summer day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? For real. Can't be up here talking about that old school stuff. But hey, man, that's close to my 2 hours. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Real talk. I don't know what to tell y'all about 2025. We're damn near at the closing point of ushering in 25, and really don't know any big fights to talk about. Like, this is going to be the first year in a long time that we don't really have any information on a big fight that we can look forward to on the forecast for 2025. We went from 21 to 22 thinking about Spence Crawford. We went from 22 to 23 thinking about Spence and Crawford, and we got it in 23. And then from 23 to 24, we believe, per the contractual agreement, that a rematch is going to happen between Spence and Crawford, and that fell through. So right now, we have David Morrell and David Benavidez that's locked in. Just can't wait to that fight. You know what I'm saying? That's coming up. And Tank, him next year. But I'm talking about big fights. I don't know if Lamont Roach is still going to be locked in. You know, that's a fight. That's not one of these big name fights that we're looking for. We still have December. We have Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, and just like the first fight, the closer it get, more people gonna start to talk about it and pump it up. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. The heavyweight division is not the same since the Bronze Bomb Squad has left. It's not the same. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not the same. I could have sworn I saw my guy Dion in this mug. I could have sworn. Was I just seeing shit? Let me see. Yeah, shout out to Deion Washington, man. What's good with you? Tuscaloosa in the building. This shit childish and making fights make you want to stop turning in. MF ain't trying to be great. Just want to post and talk noise at everybody. That's factual truth, bro. That's facts, bro. Always that same homosexual shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't have a son that's in the boxing. Y'all busy up here just dogging the man out. This shit is absolutely the circus. Anybody sitting up here trying to talk about boxing now, and the way they do it, they have no freaking respect about the fighters themselves. It's not really pissing people off. It's not the fighters. Real talk. I mean, it was one point in time that some of these fighters was getting in trouble all the time, but it's been pretty quiet on the home front for a minute. Real talk. It's been pretty quiet. It's been straight boxing, but that's not enough because people still want to talk about drama. They want to talk about drama, man. You have the beefs that's going on X and some, fighters going back and forth, but who's making fights on social media? We already know the hottest divisions is going on right now. 35, 40, 47 when it picks up, and 54. Those are the hottest divisions right now. We don't know what's going on with 68. Seriously. We don't know who Canelo's going to fight. They talking about Canelo and Jake Paul would definitely happen. Sure it is. Sure it is. So we can get these clowns up here talking about Jake Paul really have a chance. That right hand, man, he don't have no chance in hell of beating Canelo. But if they want to pay Canelo 80 to 100 million to face Jake Paul, just so Jake Paul can say he fought Canelo, it can happen. It can definitely happen, y'all. Just to say Jake Paul fought Canelo, it can freaking happen. The travesty, yo. This dude have one of the worst resumes, not even ranked. And they're already talking about Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez. But look, check this out. They want us to look at him as if he's a real fighter, right? But we all know clearly, I'm talking about with a drop of Visine in each eye, right? Clearly, he has a suspect resume. A pitiful resume, right? Of over-the-hill fighters. But then when it comes to Canelo, they want us, the boxing fans, to treat him like he has a legitimate shot to face Canelo due to the entertainment value that he brings to the sport of boxing. That's where we at with this shit, yo. They're putting him in there with so-called one of the faces of boxing of this era. And he's going to step in there with Jake Paul in a championship fight, y'all. What else is it going to be? He's going to step in there with Jake Paul. So, Jake Paul, you're going to have to get down to 68 if you want the championship fight, or else it's just going to be a fight. Jake Paul been fighting it. Let me check something. Ain't he been fighting at 190, 200? You know what I'm saying? To get down for a championship fight with Canelo. And you're fighting all the way up there at cruiserweight. So Jake Paul weighed in at 220. So they're talking about a Canelo Alvarez fight. And Jake Paul has been fighting in the 190s. I wonder is Canelo going to give him a rehydration clause? I mean, look, this makes no fucking sense because Canelo don't have a belt at 175. He don't have a belt at cruiserweight. So how is Jake Paul gonna fight Canelo for any of Canelo's titles unless he's willing to go to a drastic weight cut? Man, this is just garbled information at the end of the day, just to put out there. Why is Boxing News 24 and all these talking about, oh, a fight with Canelo Alvarez is possible? What, you just gonna have a fight? No titles on the line? You're gonna go in there, and he's gonna pick up his second loss with Canelo, or they're gonna have a controversial decision, and then you're gonna try to send him up to cruiserweight again to fight somebody for a title? Man, get out of here. Get out of here, bro. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. Seriously. This shit is crazy, bro. But man, y'all hold it down. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF game. Till next time, peace.